Muchachos, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live discussion as we talk about Inter Miami versus Atlanta United in what was the final home game of the 2025 regular season. Muchachos, and we did it in a very, very amazing way. An absolute masterclass of a performance by Inter Miami. 2 goals from Lionel Messi, an assist from him as well, a goal from Suarez, and a goal and an assist from Jordi Alba, his game, his last game that he's going to be playing at home, at least for a regular season. There's still the playoffs to go, but this is the only time that we'll be kind of acknowledging it and really giving him a whole ceremony. There was a video at the end and a whole presentation and such. So it was very, very nice. So it was a really good way to kind of send off Jordi Alba and honor him and thank him for um first being a part of this club, being a part of football, and being one of the greatest players to ever play in his position. But muchachos, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here on this Sunday evening. I hope everybody had an amazing weekend. We had a lot of games go on this weekend. Argentina also played in the U20 World Cup. Benjamin Kermaski is out of the Benja Kermaski's out of the U20 World Cup. They played what was it, Morocco or something? Or they played somebody and to be fair, Morocco ended up topping their group. So it kind of made sense, right? It was Morocco, right? Yeah, it was in Morocco. It was 3-1. I saw a little bit of the game, and it was kind of a beating. It was a 3-1 loss. Benjamin Grabowski didn't really do much. I mean, like the whole national team didn't really do much, and Morocco played very, 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 very well from what I saw. But I mean, it is what it is. Argentina, on the other hand, though, they beat Mexico 2-0, which was awesome. I thought that was sick because Mexico was supposed to be a really, really good team. And I mean, like, they are a really good team from what people were saying. And I didn't see previous games, but based on this game alone with Argentina, um, it was we looked, I don't want to say that we played very physical. Like, Argentina played very, very physical, and we were really trying to get into Mexico's head. And we didn't even have and remember, like, this is an Argentina team that isn't even like the full U20 teams. Like, we could still have like other younger players that are missing. Like, Mastantuono can still play for this team. Like, we have like a couple of players that could really have, I can't I'm trying to remember his name. I'm missing 2 players. Echaverri, Mastantuono, and there's somebody else that I'm missing that I can't remember off the top of my head. But we still have like quite a few players that could really be a part of this team to make it even better. But Carrizo has been dominating. Sarko, our striker, has been doing very well and one of the top goal scorers in the competition. Um, and we're good. I mean, like, we just been solid. We've been very, very solid. So shout out to the Argentinian U20 national team for advancing to the semifinals where they will be playing Colombia. Colombia beat Spain in the other quarterfinals. They beat them 3-2 in an 89th minute winner, a hat trick from their striker. So shout out to them. It's gonna be a rivalry game, Argentina versus Colombia in the semifinals of the U20 World Cup. So it's pretty insane. And then Morocco's gonna be playing the winner of Norway and France, which I believe they're playing right now. Yeah, they just started. So that's gonna be very, very interesting. But enough of international talk. Oh yes, Silvetti. I didn't even mention Silvetti. Thank you, AC Lionel. Silvetti's quick, man. I don't know if it's because he's playing with a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds, but Silvetti was quick. When he scored that goal of his, he ran right through. He ran right through that defense, making him look super, super quick like the Flash, man. So very happy for Silvetti for the form that he's in this tournament. Hopefully, maybe we'll see what happens. We'll talk about it later. But we'll see what he can do for Inter Miami. Maybe he'll be that guy off the bench for Inter Miami, because I'll talk about it later, but we'll keep that in mind. We'll definitely keep that. It was Carboni. Thank you, Hernan. Carboni. It was Mastantuono and Carboni. And and Echeverri. Those are the ones I was thinking about. Thank you. Um, let's see. What are you guys saying? Did we need the ball to win 4-0 with the clean sheet? No. Uh, if Neymar signed to Inter Miami, he has another popular Obando. We're not dude. If we sign Neymar, bro, we cannot sign Neymar. We cannot. We can really no. It is too late. It's too late to sign Neymar. I thought if we would have done this maybe 2 years ago in 2023 when Messi joined, it would have been different. Even if we did it last year, I thought I would have been like, oh shit, like that's pretty cool. But at this point, we don't want him. At this point, we don't want Neymar. It's not going to benefit the club in any way, unless maybe financially, you could probably sell some shirts. But I'd prefer we don't bring Neymar to the club. But anyways, guys, let's talk a little bit about the game. We'll talk a little bit about the game, a little bit about player performances. We're not going to go too crazy. It is the last game of the season, or last home game of the season. So we're not going to go too over the top with it. We'll just mention some things that happened. We'll talk about the goals. We'll talk about Messi and Suarez because they just keep breaking records left and right. And then we'll kind of move on from there and we'll branch out to wherever it is we branch out. But I mean, let's look at the starting lineup, right? We'll take a look at the starting lineup first before we kind of get into anything. So this is how Inter Miami play their game. If you look on the screen, Rocco Rios Novo once again starts in net. Let me zoom it in for you guys a little bit, like here. With Rocco Rios Novo in net, this is the second time in a row that he starts over Ustari. As you guys didn't know, Ustari has been kind of suffering with some sort of injury. Honestly, for a while. I mean, I feel like he's always kind of been suffering this or kind of dealing with this injury. Not I don't want to say suffering, but kind of dealing with an injury. And I would say that these last two games, they wanted to throw in Rocco, I guess, to kind of rest Ustari, kind of maybe give him extra time, to recover and properly recover for the playoffs upcoming. And this is definitely a conversation to be had because I listened to Baron Heron. Shout out to the Baron Heron. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Danny. Shout out to Solana. Shout out to Xavier. I listened to them. I think it was the preview. I don't remember if it was the preview or in the last review. I didn't watch their review yet this time around. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I go. As soon as I'm done going live, I'm gonna go watch their post game reaction. But this Rocco and Ustadi conversation is very interesting because a lot of people are thinking or even saying that Rocco is going to be the guy going into the playoffs. Like this is going to be our number one keeper going into the playoffs, which I'm not totally against that idea. But I'm not totally on board with the idea. I think it's very, I don't want to say risky, but I think it's very sudden that all of a sudden that Rocco, who has barely played a game like all year long, and now he plays 2 back-to-back games, and one of them being against Atlanta, who were not good, respectfully to Atlanta, they were not good. I'm going to go full cam for this. Atlanta were not good, and we beat them 4-0, yes. But I think we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit here. This is no disrespect to Rocco. I'm not saying that he is a bad keeper. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying that Ustadi's better. I'm not saying any of that. Like this is purely just kind of me being a little bit analytical with the situation. Rocco has I'm going to look up how many games Rocco's played. Rocco's barely touched the field for us, guys. Let's see. Rocco's played, I can tell you right now, he's played a total of 9 games. He's made 9 appearances. He started 6 of them. 2 of them were in these last 2 games. Playing about 700 minutes. And now, all of a sudden, he's your number 1 goalkeeper for the playoffs after Ustadi has been, kind of locking that position down even when Drake was here. Even though Drake wasn't really in his best form. I think it's unrealistic. I think it's jumping the gun. If Rocco is our number 1 guy going to the playoffs, then that means something's wrong with Ustadi. That means he's injured. That means he's not 100% fit. Then something's really, really wrong with Ustadi. Um, and that's a little bit worrying. I like the confidence that people have with Rocco. I like it. Trust me, I like the confidence that they have with him. I like the trust that they have with that you guys have with Rocco. And I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I don't trust him. I'm not saying I don't believe in him. That I don't have this confidence and faith in him. I just think it's extremely sudden to go from Rocco never playing and Ustadi playing every single game. So all of a sudden, oh, okay, this guy's our number one keeper. This guy's been playing good. This guy, this and that, this and that, this and that. I don't want two back-to-back games with two back-to-back good performances, quote unquote, good performances, to kind of make that decision. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not bashing Rocco as a player. I'm not saying that he's a bad keeper. I'm not saying that Ustadi's better. I'm not saying Rocco's better. I'm not saying Ustadi's bad, Rocco's bad. None of that. I'm just saying it's jumping the gun a little bit. I think we need to see how this is going to play out. I don't think he's been properly tested. The last game that we played was against who was it? New England. We destroyed them 4-1. Now we played against, and they're one of the worst teams in the league. Respectfully, they're one of the worst teams in the league. And that's not even being rude because they're close to the bottom of the leaderboard or of the table. Atlanta United is the same thing. Atlanta United are not a good team, and they lost all of their players for international duty. They lost literally Almiron, De La Saba, they lost Mironchuk. You know, all those guys. Latte Lath has doesn't know how to play ball apparently, even though he's coming from the Premier League. Yeah, like it was just a bad Atlanta team, a really bad Atlanta team, and a really bad New England team. So we can't really be like, oh, Rocco's it when we played against two mediocre teams, and if he was to do this kind of performance against maybe an NYCFC or even against Chicago when they beat us 5-0 or 5-3, I almost said 5-0, or if he did this against maybe a Charlotte, a Philly, a Red Bulls, you know what I'm saying? But no, if you're doing it against, if you're playing good against Atlanta and New England, no, sorry, respectfully, you need more time to earn my full complete trust to be like, yeah, you're our number one keeper going into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. That's my take on it. You guys let me know what you prefer. Do you guys prefer Ustadi in net? Do you guys prefer Rocco in net? Yo, EJ Torres, thank you so much again for becoming a member. You are the absolute go. I forget how many months this is. This is probably almost close to a year now. 11 months. 11 months being a member of this channel, man. You are a real OG. I appreciate you from day one. You've been supporting, and man, I couldn't be happier for you know, to have you as a member of this channel, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, huge shout out to EJ, man. Rocco wasn't tested enough. Rocco shouldn't. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Let me go in order here. When are we throwing a party for Suarez retirement? That's funny. Okay, honest asked me. I already said it, but yeah. I'd still go with Ustadi because Ustadi's been playing all year round. Obviously, the only reason at this point, if Ustadi doesn't play, like I would only choose Rocco right now because Ustadi could be injured. You know what I'm saying? Like if Ustadi's injured, then of course we're gonna play Rocco. But Ustadi's been playing all year for us, and I don't think he's officially like labeled injured. So unless Ustadi's like, you know what, I can't give my full 100%. I can't give my full effort right now for this next game against Nashville for the upcoming playoffs. Like Rocco, you're gonna have to step it up. If that's exactly what's happening, then Rocco's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Ace Leonard says Rocco should start. He obviously looks way better. And then Dr. McKenzie over here saying, I'm D McKenzie, saying Rocco wasn't tested enough, which is what I was saying. I don't think he wasn't given the right opportunities to really prove himself. Ustadi's been looking terrible and very slow, says. I don't know about looking terrible. I can agree with you that he's on the slower end. He's not quick. His reaction time is not fast. He just brings a lot of experience, and he can pull up with a couple of big saves if needed when it happens. Like, and yes, he'll make mistakes here and there. I'm I just don't want to flip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't completely flip on you. I don't think like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if Ustadi and Rocco have been battling it out for this goalkeeper position all year round, I think we would be having a different conversation. But when Ustadi's playing all year and he's been giving consistent performances all year long, I'm not going to suddenly flip on him because Rocco's been looking good for the last 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's the timing sucks, but that's when you have to manage the team. You know, like when there's games where you can be playing Rocco, or maybe there was a game that Ustadi didn't do that well. You could have played Rocco. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there were more than 9 games where Ustadi could have been a little bit better. I don't know. Or there could have been other moments where Ustadi wasn't really feeling 100% and he still played, maybe. I don't know. That's just me speculating as well. Maybe after these 2 games, Ustadi's well rested. Maybe he'll be back for the Nashville game. That's something that we'll talk about when we do the Nashville preview later this week. But yeah, I'm not gonna do the complete switch yet. Let's see. So, but yeah, I don't think I wouldn't say concerned. I think concerned is a little bit is too big of a word. In terms of his health, like for Ustadi's health, I don't think I'm concerned over Ustadi. I don't think I'm concerned over Rocco starting over Ustadi. But I think as long as Rocco steps it up and does what he has to do, I have no problem with it. All right. So that's the first thing. First agenda, first conversation done and over. Let's move on to the next topic. Oh shit, this came off. Messi started, guys. Let's go back to the starting lineup. Messi started. Messi started and he played the 90 minutes. I don't know if that's what everybody was expecting. I certainly was not expecting him to play 90 minutes because he is most likely, or at least what I've been hearing, he is most likely going to be playing on Tuesday. If he's most likely going to be playing on Tuesday and now he's playing 90 minutes now, he has all day of rest today, rest tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to train today or tomorrow. I don't know how the national team schedule looks. And then all of a sudden on Tuesday he's playing again. I think it's kind of crazy. And then he's going to probably play on Saturday against Nashville. Because if they win, remember, if they win against Nashville, if I show you the standings, if they beat Nashville, they could potentially go, and Cincinnati drop points. If they get a tie or a loss, we jump and we go to second place. So this is kind of an important win, which can give us a lower seeded team. I think second place would face Orlando, which is still a difficult team. And if not, then we're gonna be playing Nashville. It all depends. I mean, like decision day is happening on this Saturday, so we're gonna see what happens. But let me go back to the lineup here. So, but yeah, he started. I mean, like, look, it ended up working out, right? Because he scored 2 goals. He's fighting for that top goal scorer, the Golden Boot for this year. He's fighting for MVP, and I think he's gonna get it. There's really no way that Lionel Messi is not gonna win MVP this year. So I think that puts his total. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure that puts his total now to 26, I believe. Or yes, 26. And he scored 26 goals in 27 matches with 15 assists, averaging an 8.42 rating. Insane numbers, man. Absolutely ridiculous numbers coming from a 38-year-old Lionel Messi. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. He definitely deserves the MVP, and I really, really hope he gets it. He also played and scored in front of his Argentinian friends. We had Otamendi on the sideline. Rodrigo de Paul was on the sideline. Leandro Paredes. Lo Celso was there. I don't know if Tapia, El Chiqui Tapia was there. So, he was playing in front of all his Argentinian friends. Otamendi being one who has been rumored to join Inter Miami for maybe about a year now. I really hope it still happens. I think it can happen. We do have one international roster. We have one international. No, excuse me. We have one DP slot, which I don't think Otamendi is going to be taking up a DP. He'll probably take up an international slot, but that's a different conversation that we'll probably have. We'll save it for like a midweek episode. But yeah, over there they were all excited. The ball. A lot of people. I don't know. I don't know how people feel about the whole Messi coming or being released by the national team and the Paul not coming back to play for Inter Miami. I already talked about it in the last what was it, in the preview. I was like, dude, if Messi was like, yo, like drop me, or like if the Argentina team releases into Messi for to go back to his club, then it never happens. I found it weird, but like it's fucking Messi, right? Like Messi does what Messi does. And then the ball didn't do the same, which honestly I don't care. He's playing for his national team. He played against Venezuela. He came off the bench, so I mean it is what it is. I don't want to really bring that whole situation back up. Hold on, let me open the door for my dog real quick. But yeah, I wish we had those guys on the bench. Dude, Lo Celso would actually be a pretty cool player to have on the bench. I think Lo Celso to come in at Inter Miami is not really an unrealistic thing in the near future. I don't think it's unrealistic to have Lo Celso here. I think Lo Celso here in in a couple of years, in like 2 years or something. I don't know, 3 years would. I don't even know how old is Lo Celso. Let me Google this. Lo Celso age. Lo Celso is 29. So if he comes here at 31, 32, I wouldn't mind it. Because then he'll probably give us 2 years. Even if he comes not next year. Yeah, if he comes at 31, he could play until he's 34 or 33. I don't know. I think that should be fine. What's up, Casada in the chat? Aviles didn't get a yellow card. Yeah, I wish we had those guys on the bench. Enough of Messi and friends and old players overall. They need fresh legs with some skill. That is something that we do need. We do need younger players. We do need not just younger players. Like, okay, we don't need young players as in like 19, 18-year-olds. Okay? Because I think we have a couple of guys in that range. I want somebody in their prime. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody 25, 26, 27, 28. And like who's like just already like kind of how do you say it? Like he's already cooking, dude. Like he already developed. Like we already have the younger guys. We have Silvetti, we have Baltasar, we have even Yannick Bright, who's like 23 years old, 24 years old. We have Benja Kremaski, who's like 20 years old or 19, 20 years old. We have Santi Morales, who's up and coming. Tadeo Allende, I think, is 22. So we have younger guys. I think players in their prime, like 26, 27, 28 years old, even 29, I think that's good. I think we could definitely make use of players, in that range. Somebody who doesn't really need developing, but they just need to be in the right system. Sorry, there's like a cable that's like hanging right there. But somebody that can fit into our system and just automatically just kind of click. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's personally what I believe would be a really good move for this franchise, for this team. Casado says Messi played because it's Jordi Alba's last game. He can't miss it. I mean, they're playing in the playoffs, so I don't know. RDP had a replacement at Inter. Messi didn't. And to be honest, if Messi didn't play, Messi was responsible for 3 goals last night. Messi was responsible for 3 goals last night. And no disrespect to Suarez, but his shot was like a falling volley. So if we didn't have Messi, we were not scoring last night. It's kind of crazy to think about. Which I don't want to bash on the team, because I don't want to bash on a 4-0 win. But it is something to to be like, oh damn, like if you really put it into perspective. But speaking of Messi scoring, he actually I saw the statistic in the news. I read it. It said he is the first player to score multiple goals in at least 9 matches in a regular season. I think it's crazy. That's absolutely insane. And for Suarez scoring his goal, oh, we'll get to it. We'll talk about the goals. Look, let's talk about the first. Let's talk about all 4 goals and how it happened and kind of my reaction to it when I first saw it. First goal that happened in the 39th minute of the first half. Messi's golazo. Honestly, this was a really good goal. Baltasar, first of all, I thought Miami did a really good job in the first half in terms of the high press, high intensity. They were kind of keeping Atlanta in their own half. And yeah, we were getting a little bit unlucky with the chances that we had in front of goal, but I liked the intensity. I liked the fact that we just kept going, going until it ended up working out. Baltasar ended up winning the ball around the midfield area. He passed the ball to Messi. Messi took a touch, cut inside on his left. As soon as it left his foot, you knew it was going in. And my dad was at the stadium. My parents were at the stadium. They went to the game. And even my dad told me, he's like, man, as soon as the ball left his foot, like you could just tell because remember, we sit behind the goal. He was like, I could just tell that thing was coming in and like it was gonna curl and go right into the back of the net. So beautiful goal from Lionel Messi, assisted by Baltasar Rodriguez. Baltasar had a great game in my opinion, and I think he's gonna be looking good. Well, hopefully he's gonna be looking this good for the playoffs. And then we ended the half on a 1-0 lead, I think. And like I said, I thought we had a good first half. We were just getting unlucky. And it was, kind of is what it is. I think we had a lot of shots. We had a lot of opportunities. I think let me Google it or let me pull it back up, the stats. We had 12 shots in the first half. 12 total shots, 5 on target, 4 big chances. One of them was a goal. So yeah, we had 64% of the possession. We had 87% accurate passes. It was almost 300 passes compared to Atlanta's 152 total passes. Only completing 79%, which is insane. Yeah, that's insane. So we were all over them in the first half. Second half was the same thing, all over them. We had a lot of opportunities. We had 8 shots. 5 of them were on target, and 3 of them ended up in being goals. The second goal, well, if I were to give the first goal a rating, has to be a 9 out of 10, just pure on technique. 9 out of 10 for technique, man, because the technique for him to cut on his left foot, to bend it like how he did, just absolute like definition of Messi. So 9 out of 10 on that goal. The second goal came in the 52nd minute, scored by Jordi Alba. This Jordi Alba goal was crazy. And crazy because of the setup that Messi provided from the halfway line, or even further than the halfway line, I think. If you blinked for a second, if you looked down at your phone for literally a second, you would have missed it because nothing happened. The play was dead. Atlanta dropped back. Inter Miami slowed down the game, and they passed it around the back, like from the left side to the right side. It eventually got to Messi. Messi just looked up, saw that he had a circle like of room in front of him. He just looked up, saw Jordi Alba making the run where he didn't, and Messi has made this pass a million times, and in this game, I'm pretty sure he's done it twice already. He makes another long ball to Jordi Alba, who's making that run on the left-hand side. Jordi Alba brings it down, chips the keeper, and he scores. Absolutely beautiful goal, 10 out of 10 goal. These guys only score bangers, man. I feel like every time that the Barca guys score, it's just a banger. It's just a beautifully put together goal, and it was beautiful technique from Jordi Alba to bring it down, and amazing ball, amazing service from Lionel Messi from that far out, man. And he's the only one that could do it. It's him, Busi, and Jordi. Those are the only guys that can really do it. So props to them. An established player, yeah, Sean, that's exactly what I meant. An established player, a player in their prime, established player. Casar, no. I don't know if this is rage bait. We gotta talk about this. Messi getting old, not as sharp as before. He gets 5 to 10 per game lately, and stable gets brace. In old days, he would get 3-4 goals in MLS each game. First half was bad from him until the goal. Come on, bro. Casada, this can't be a real comment, dude. Come on. You've been in these streams before, and I appreciate you for being here to literally almost every stream. We can't say that Messi is not as sharp as before. Messi's 38 years old. When Messi joined, he was 36. Like, and what he's doing since 2023 till now, I don't want to say it's the same, but it's still world class. He is the top goal scorer right now in the MLS with 26 goals. He has, 14 assists as well. He has the most goals and the most goal contributions in the league right now. He's gonna be the first player in MLS history to win back-to-back MVP awards. Like, yeah, Messi's not as sharp. He's getting older, but he's still like a world-class player. He's still giving out world-class performances. 1000%, 100%, dude. So no. We can't be critical on Messi. We can't talk nobody's allowed to talk shit on Messi because he has 26 goals under his name right now. Messi had an amazing game. An absolutely amazing game. Jordi Alba had an amazing game. Luis Suarez had a good game. Bushi had a good game. Baltasar had a good game. Anyways, let's see. Can I MVP and Golden Boot? That's what I'm saying, dude. I was there. Stadium was insane. The atmosphere was insane. My dad told me that that the whole environment, the atmosphere, it was sold out. Well, almost sold out. It looked sold out. There was very, very few empty seats. So he said it was really, really, really good environment, good atmosphere. Because Casada got hacked. But yeah, that was the second goal by Jordi Alba. Great goal, 10 out of 10 goal, both the setup and the finish. Beautiful, beautiful. The third goal came just a couple of minutes later, just like 9 minutes later, 61st minute. And this was the Suarez goal. This was the Suarez back volley. It wasn't even was it a volley? Could you even call it a volley? But like Suarez was literally tumbling down as he scored this. And I was insanely surprised when this went in the back of the net, because normally when you're falling backwards and you shoot, you're gonna skyrocket the ball. Like the ball is gonna go like wherever. Like you're not gonna aim at the net. Like the ball's not going on target, is what I'm trying to say. But Suarez somehow just had that. He just has that dog in him, and he just scored that like it was no problem. It was an absolute golazo. It was top right corner, falling backwards, and he gets another goal. Now I believe I think that was his 10th goal this season. I'm gonna double check that. For some reason I can't remember, man. My freaking memory is failing me. That is Suarez's 10th goal of the season in the MLS, and he has 10 assists in the MLS as well. And that was also Suarez's 600th career goal. That's insane, dude. 600th goal. That's crazy, dude. One of the best to ever do it, man. And people keep hating on Suarez, dude. People keep hating on Suarez, saying that he doesn't run, that he's not good enough. Dude, Suarez and Messi, I don't want to say Suarez and Messi are the same, but they're the same age. They played on the same level. Suarez is one of the best strikers of his generation. The best Uruguayan striker. Most likely, probably. You could probably argue with me on that. And at 38, he's still putting in bangers, setting up play. And yeah, he's not being that like poacher number 9 kind of persona or kind of role, but his role in this team is super important, super crucial, and I think he fulfills it very, very well. So people got to stop the Suarez hate, man. But I don't have to keep saying that. I think you guys, I feel like you guys would know by now that even though people are going to keep saying that Suarez doesn't run, Suarez doesn't do this, doesn't do that, I think the build-up play, I think what he provides is still at a great level for a 38-year-old. I'm just saying. But anyway, this fourth goal, was very nice as well. Um, oh yeah, I'll give a Suarez one. I'll probably give that a 8 out of 10. I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. This fourth goal in the 87th minute by Lionel Messi, I thought that was a really good goal, man. Really, really, really good goal. Messi or Suarez was offside. Low key, he kind of like baited the defense. The defense was. I don't want to say they were distracted by Suarez, but I think you could say Suarez accidentally distracted them. Um, and Messi was there, like holding his line or holding that defensive line. He times it very, very well. He timed the run perfectly. The ball from Jordi Alba, absolutely brilliant, right into Messi's feet, and Messi was able to finish no problem. His second of the night, his 26th of the season, the Golden Boot, uh, potential future winner. He's just balling, dude. Absolutely balling, man. Um, absolutely balling, dude. Absolutely balling. So huge. I give that a 9 out of 10, 1000%. Beautiful, beautiful ball from Jordi Alba. And Jordi Alba gets that goal and an assist on the night in his farewell game. Messi gets a brace. And that's an Inter Miami masterclass, man. Inter Miami and Barca boys masterclass, essentially. Those three. Those three carry the offense 1000%. Well, no, I Sunshine, I didn't say that they were on the same level. I mean, like on the same in terms of they're both being 38 and they're both still playing at a really, really high level. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, we all know that Messi's the best player in the world. But I'm saying that for both of them being 38 and both of them playing at a really good level, obviously Messi still being on a completely different planet, it's still very impressive. You still have to be very, very impressed. And you can say that with everybody else because Busi is 37. He's gonna turn 38, I think, next year. And I mean, Jordi is what, 35, 36? So it's good. It's impressive, man. It's impressive. You can't do that at 40 years old almost. You're not supposed to be able to do this kind of thing against 20-year-olds at 40. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it's good. Those are the goals. Some other notes or some other lineup notes I guess we can really talk about. I mean, we had Busi and Bright in the midfield, which was expected. Everything else was essentially expected. Baltasar started, which we wanted, which I predicted at least. That the Shende started, which I predicted as well. Yannick Bright did come off. I believe it was in the 45th minute. 56th minute. It was in the 56th minute for Fafa Picon. Apparently, I listened to the post-game press conference, and Mascherano actually talked about the sub, and he was like, yeah, Yannick, like at halftime, he expressed to us that he had a discomfort, una molestia, and they wanted to see how it went. A couple of minutes later, they saw that it wasn't really going well, and they took him out for Fafa. He said that he always planned on bringing in Fafa in the game, but it was just going to be for a different player. But yeah, we got to see some Fafa minutes. Who and SofaScore gave him a 7.0. Don't really have anything to say about Fafa. Ryan Saylor also came on with for Toto Aviles in the 80th minute. Got to see some minutes from Ryan Saylor, which I thought he would get a little bit more, but it is what it is. And then we saw Santi. We saw Santi Morales, who I didn't think was going to be available. I thought he was out on international duty or something, but I didn't think he was going to be available. So, but he was, and he played a couple of minutes, and of extra time at the end of the game, and he came out for Baltasar. So I'm assuming to give, I don't know, maybe to rest Baltasar for the last couple of minutes. And yeah, we got to see some Santi action, which wasn't a lot. Sucks we couldn't see Tyler Hall. Sucks we couldn't really see Montenegro. But at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like he had two more subs he could have done. I don't know. I guess he didn't want to really disrespect the opponent. You know what I'm saying? And start putting in the younger guys at 4-0. You know what I'm saying? Like all the teenagers at 4-0. I don't think Mascherano wanted to be respectful and still kind of stick to the game plan and stick to the guys who are gonna be playing in the playoffs. Montenegro's not going to be playing in the playoffs. Tyler Hall's not going to be playing in the playoffs. Izzy Boatwright, even Santi Morales, they're not going to be playing in the playoffs, right? So I guess he just still wanted to give the minutes to those who will be playing in the playoffs and kind of keep them fit and keep them healthy. But yeah, but no, I think that's essentially it on my end. Let's see. Yeah, we talked about the Ustadi thing. We talked about Messi. We talked about Suarez and Jordi. We talked about the Argentina national team. And yeah, so let's see what you guys have to say. Saludos, Mr. Duke. Just logged in. Saludos this Chicago, man. What's up, man? What's up, Mr. Duke? Appreciate you for joining us on your Sunday evening. I appreciate everybody that tuned in today on this Sunday. And I hope everybody had a great weekend. And I'm very happy to talk to everybody about Inter Miami. These guys are so talented, man. That's why they are continuing. 1000%. Casado says Morales should play more. Maybe next year. I don't know. Maybe next year. Morales is still very, very young, even though he does have a contract with the first team. I'm pretty sure that's still valid. I don't think he's going to be getting game time, consistent game time anytime soon. At least as long as these big superstars are here. Maybe in 2 years from now, we'll probably see him. Honestly, I think his best bet is to go out on loan, like how Benja's doing right now for the rest of this season, or for the rest of the year, essentially. And kind of secure a loan, not to maybe like I don't know if he'll get a loan to a big team like Parma, but honestly any European team would be absolutely fantastic for him, or even an MLS team. I don't know, just any loan that can really do him justice or really help with his development, I think would be really beneficial for him, because he's not going to be getting first team playing time, first team minutes, as long as these big guys are here. And that's no shot, that's not a shot against Santi. That's just fact. You know what I'm saying? Messi only competition in 30 years is 30-year-old Boanga. Yeah. Silvetti scored for the U20. You saw, we talked about it in the very beginning. We talked about the Argentina national team. We did like a little bit of a recap of the U20 World Cup. And yeah, we did see the goal. Freaking Silvetti bursted through that defense super, super quick, and he scored. I think that was his second goal of the tournament. And he's been on fire. And I guess we can talk about this a little bit, right? I mean, well, Anis is asking, did you miss Guzan and why didn't he play yesterday? I'm pretty sure he was injured. So, yeah, I think that's why he didn't play. But I want to talk about the Silvetti situation because I think I mentioned this, or I think I talked about it in an episode not that long ago. And Silvetti, I did say that Silvetti was not a player that we should be relying on heavily off the bench, because he has extremely limited time at the club, right? So when you have like an X factor, like when you kind of want somebody off the bench that can really, really kind of change the game, I guess you could say. I think that's super, super important. The super sub, the X factor, however you want to label it. Before in that live stream, I was like, Silvetti shouldn't be that guy. I think it's unfair for us to put that pressure on Silvetti when he's barely played a minute for us. I think he's played 3 games for us, and one of them, I think he started. Did he start one of them? I think he did. And then he just played off the bench, and the others played a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, he's going to be our super sub and play like, I don't know, like. But now I feel like with this form that he has with the U20 national team for Argentina, him playing in this U20 World Cup, and the form that he's in, I think he's in great form. He's feeling good. He's playing good off the bench. He's played off the bench of the whole tournament, and I think he's doing very, very well. And I think if he could transfer that momentum, that energy, that form into Inter Miami, I think that he could be a pretty neat super sub. I think he could be a pretty neat super sub. I don't think he's ready for that starting 11 spot yet. I think that belongs to Baltasar. I don't think it belongs to Terasco Segovia either. I think Terasco Segovia has been struggling. He didn't look good against Venezuela versus Argentina. He's been looking a little bit tired. I feel like he's been getting fatigued out really, really quickly. And this is not me taking shots at Velasco, because he's been holding it down since he's been given that opportunity. But I think that now that Baltasar is here and he's been having good games, I think that position belongs to Baltasar. Um, Baltasar and Ashende being on the wings, 100%. I think that's how it's going to have to be. And then Silvetti, he can come off the bench for Baltasar. He can come off the bench for Tadeo Ashende and kind of play that 9 or maybe inside forward role that he could play really, really well, especially with his speed, his agility, his decision making, even his finishing is not really that bad at all. So I think it's definitely something to keep an eye out for Matteo Silvetti to be Inter Miami's super sub, Inter Miami's X factor. So hopefully that does work out for him. Hopefully that does work out for us. And when it comes to other players like Velasco Segovia, like I said, or who's another one that we're probably not going to be seeing. I don't know. We have, I think Ian Frey should be our starting right back. I know we had Cello, but Ian Frey's with Jamaica. I think Noah Allen and Maxi Falcon should still be our two best center backs. Like I'm not gonna, like I said in the same situation with Rocco, I'm not gonna completely switch up off of 2 games that Lujan and Aviles did very, very well in. I'm still gonna stick with Noah Allen and Maxi Falcon. Jordi Alba, obviously the left back, Baltasar and Tadeo Ashende as the wings. And this midfield's tough, man, because even though Yannick Bright didn't have the best game today, but I feel like, or last night, I guess I should say, he was feeling some discomfort, which probably affected his game, right? And if that's the case, then I don't know. I mean, does he start? He's probably not gonna start. He's probably not gonna start, which is unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Because I love Yannick Bright. I'm a huge fan of Yannick Bright. But he's probably not gonna be starting. He's not gonna be a starter, and that will most likely go to, or that will definitely, not even most likely, that will definitely be going to Rodrigo De Paul, and partnered with Busi in that midfield. So, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I just really, really highly rate Yannick Bright. And it just sucks that I think he's gonna have this comfort going to the Nashville game, and hopefully it really doesn't affect him too much to the point where he won't be impactful, even if it is off the bench for when the playoffs do come. So I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, he could be another one that can be off the bench and be super, super impactful. I mean, like, you don't have to be a starter to be impactful. If he can come off the bench, bring good defensive stability, good midfield stability to this team, I think it's still a win. 100%. I think it's still a win. What is the point of Matteo Silvetti on the bench and then watch how Ashende miss after change? Yeah, so it's hard, right? Because I mean, like, Casar, you probably weren't here for this live stream, but there was a live stream where people kept like glazing Ashende. And I told them, I'm like, hey, I know like he's been in the good form the last 2 games, but it's like this doesn't correct everything that he's done. And then everybody's all, but he's the second highest goal scorer on the team. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fair. But I feel if he was just a little bit better, he could be like, if he was just a little bit more consistent in front of goal, if his one-on-one finishing was good, if his first touch was a little bit better, if his dribbling was a little bit better, I'd be having a whole different conversation about Ashende. I'd be like, oh, he just needs time. He needs time, which I think he does. He does need time. But I like Silvetti off the bench. I think Tadeo Ashende is good as a starter. And then Silvetti coming off the bench, I think it's fine. Matt, do you know when U20 World Cup ends? I believe... I mean, we're in the semifinals now. Like I said, Argentina just played the quarterfinals against Mexico, and I think the final, I'm gonna look it up. I think the final is think it's like next week. It's October 19th. So it's on Sunday. So it's the day after Inter Miami play. So that's going to be the final. And then the third place game is on the 15th. Or excuse me, the bronze is on the 18th. Which is on Saturday, which is when Inter Miami play. So hopefully Argentina can win. They play on the 15th, which is what? That's Wednesday. Damn, I work Wednesday. Shit. Fuck. Damn, so I'm not even gonna be able to watch it. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna try to pull it up on my phone while I work. I don't know. Hopefully I can get away with it. Yeah, next weekend, Colombia versus France. Yeah, Colombia versus France. No, boludo, what do you mean Colombia versus France? In the final? Bro, get out of here, bro. Right now, France is winning 2-0. They're at halftime. France is beating Norway 2-0 at half. So far it's looking like a France-Morocco semifinal for this Wednesday. I'm really hoping Argentina can win it, man. Nah, Francisco, get out of here, bro. We don't need that negative energy, dude. We don't need that negative energy. This is Argentina's gonna hopefully win it, man. Dude, imagine we win the 2022 World Cup, and now we're gonna win the U20 World Cup in 2025. I think that's sick, man. Absolutely sick. These guys are playing really well, so hopefully they can beat a good team like Colombia. But anyways, guys, I think that's it. I think we're gonna end it here. If we do, I will be going live later this week for the preview against Nashville. Excuse me. For the preview against Nashville, it'll be our last regular season preview for this year, which is insane to think about how quickly this year went. Time flies, man. Time absolutely flies. And then sooner or later, we're gonna be in the playoffs, which is super exciting. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of this team. Let's see how we can end this regular season. Are we gonna finish in second? Are we gonna finish in third? That all will be decided on decision day this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. So I'll see you guys the day before on Friday. I'm pretty sure I have to double check that. Don't quote me on that actually, because I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head if I work late on Friday. If I do work late on Friday, I'll be doing it on Thursday. But I'll update you guys in the YouTube community post. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you turn on the notification bells so you don't miss the time I go live, or don't miss the time where I post. You guys know how, like, on Twitter you can post stuff. On YouTube you can post things as well. You guys can post things on Twitter or on YouTube as well under the community tab. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated there. I'll let you know if it's gonna be a Thursday or Friday, because I work late on Wednesday, so I won't be able to do Wednesday. So but anyways, thank you guys again for hanging out with me on this Sunday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Hopefully you guys start off your week strong. Tomorrow's Monday. We go back to work. We go back to school, wherever the case may be. And let's start off the week strong. Let's start off the week good. And now it's all leading up to Saturday for that last regular season game. But yeah, anyways, guys, another Inter Miami win and another live stream complete. I'll see you guys in the next live stream, and take care. Have a great rest of your night. Val Miami. Ciao, muchachos.